The Jetwood JC16EP handled really well on the stock tires, but it was a little too tipsy. Today I'm running taller tires, which should make it even more tipsy. I was just doing speed runs on the JC14, the 14th scale Jetwood tires, and it reached almost 49 miles an hour. So I added on some Shergo 15mm hex extenders, which widened the track of the car by 15mm, which should add a little bit of stability. And I also used the factory settings on the shock and lowered it a little bit as much as possible using that. So just want to rip it out here in this parking lot a little bit and see how it handles on road. I'm worried it's going to be a little too tipsy, and I don't want to tear up this really nice snake body this car has. I put a little tape on the top to help protect it, but just the same, I want to be a little careful. So let's go ahead and see how it does. But for $130, this truck has run really well. My only complaint is the stock differential. I don't know if it was failing or just had a lot of play in it. It's definitely sloppy. It's definitely loose. I don't think it should be like this.
Oh, behave. Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
But I did replace the rear one with a high-end one from Jetwood. I have a video coming out in the next week or two showing how to replace the differential. And with the high-end differential, you also need these high-end dog bones, or CVD shafts rather. So probably more than most folks are going to want to spend. It's like $50 per end of the truck. So you'd be $100 in to do both. But that looks like a weak area on this truck is the differentials, and are probably going to struggle to handle 3S long term. So that's unfortunate. But let's go ahead and see how this thing handles. I have a partially used CNHL lipo in here right now, but it's still got a pretty good charge. There's like a soda can in there or something. All right, so lots of punch. You can't really go full throttle without it wheeling. Ooh, yeah, so it will flip. It still flips easier than the stock setup. So these tires would be good off-road. It's gonna roll over stuff easier, but not so much on-road. Even with the wider stance, it's flipping easier than ideal, and it wheelies a lot easier with the bigger tires. I'm having to be real careful. This is not the lot I wanted to use. There's a lot of curbs and I'm not used to it, so struggling to get this thing up to full throttle here. Yeah, this thing's nutty. Ooh, and there it goes again. I should not have brought the snake body out here. It's my favorite. Let's check the tape. Yeah, that's already starting to rip right through the tape, so not good. Now this snake body does not come with the truck. It's one that you can purchase aftermarket, or I shouldn't say aftermarket, but you can purchase it from Jetwood. I will say the handling is still really predictable. I can place the truck right where I want to. I keep saying truck, technically it's a buggy. I said I was done on road, but I just can't help myself. Definitely not really using full throttle. Whoa! Oh! I flipped right over that curve. That was perfect. That was not perfect. This thing is just nuts though. So much power right out of the box. Jetwood, love this truck, but I wish you'd put the differentials from the JC16EP in here. They appear stronger, they didn't have as much slop in them. And my buddy Britt over at 10 Scale RC Performance, his 16 scale truck, just like mine, appears to have come with the better diffs. So I don't know if that was a switch made. I don't know if they're putting the better ones in now, or maybe they had the better ones in there and switched to the cheaper ones. But yeah, that's not really an area you want to cheap out on, because people are really disappointed when, you know, they break their differentials running 3S. Now I didn't break mine, but again, it was really sloppy and it appeared like it didn't inspire confidence, and it looked like it probably was going to break pretty soon. So take that for what it's worth. Just for the fun of it, I'm gonna throw the stock battery in here and see if with less punch it wheelies this easily. Also, real quick, let's take a look at the temperatures and see if it's overheating, because that was some pretty hard use there on 3S. The ESC, I can touch it for 4 or 5 seconds and it starts to hurt. The motor, about the same. But this CNHL Black Series is no joke. You do have to get an adapter, which I don't recommend, or solder on a Dean's connector because it comes with XT60, but this is a great battery. 2 of these for 30 bucks, which is cheaper than one Jetwood 3S pack. Now I did ask Jetwood about the differentials. I have not got a response yet. Here's their 3S pack. I don't like these packs at all. I mean, they fit in here great, which is fine. It's only a little over 1,000 milliamp hour versus 1,500 for the CNHL. The only good thing about this is it fits in the truck. There's an included buckle here that I've removed, which really cinches it down. But the problem with these is you only can use the stock included charger. My high-end chargers, which are a lot faster, they need to connect to the bounce lead here. It just doesn't have a bounce lead wire. It just has a connector built into the pack. And then what really annoys me is I like to keep my batteries at storage voltage when I'm done. I'm really meticulous about that because I always want to get the max performance out of my batteries and have them last as long as they can. But with this pack here, you can't discharge them because you can't hook up a bounce lead. I actually discharged this using a light bulb, which I've used before to get rid of batteries when they're no longer good. And I was trying to keep an eye on it, but I got distracted and I discharged it all the way down to the bulb went out at like 2.5 volts per cell. So I may have damaged this pack. So yeah, really annoying. I was trying to get it down to storage voltage, but you're gonna mess up sooner or later doing it like I was doing. So I should have put an alarm on it. Could I have done that? No, I can't because there's no wire coming out of here. So yeah, I can't think of a good way to do it. Maybe one of my viewers knows of an adapter or something, but too much of a pain. Great for a casual user, but not great for somebody that already has a charger and knows what they're doing. Now I was going to GPS this pack to see how damaged it is, if at all, but I'm worried I won't be able to get it up to full speed here. So we'll just run it and make sure it seems okay. And when it was good, it would run typically 2 miles an hour slower than the CNHL. It still wheelies. Now this is completely fresh, and the CNHL I was running was not, but at least when this thing's fresh, it's able to wheelie. Not as easily, but it does offer decent performance. Yeah, it's not wheeling unless I do it right off the start. Yep, I was going full throttle and no wheelies. So a lot less punch. I think this is rated at like 30C. There's a wheelie. Looks like it's doing okay. So maybe I did not actually damage it. Hope not. I'm not going to include this all in my video just because I want to bore you guys and I don't want to make the video too long. Probably could have GPS'd that, but whatever. Do that in a future video. Almost clipped that hole. So I just want to run this down about halfway so it's at storage voltage, but I won't be able to check the voltage until I get home. Because it does not connect to my voltage checking that I have here. I have to connect it to my charger or a voltmeter. While it's definitely slower and not as punchy, I'm not going to say it's slow. It's still a lot of fun. But I wish they would redesign these packs to just be more of a standard pack. That way, they're not so finicky about discharging and charging. And the 14 scale truck does have more of a standard pack. It's a hard case, but none of the downsides of this pack. All right, I'm gonna call it quits here. Looks like this stock battery is still okay, despite me discharging it too far. And this little truck rips. It's selling for $130 last time I checked. And other than the differential issue, extremely solid. And I definitely recommend it on 2S use. I think it would probably be okay. But I'll wait to hear back from Jetwood as far as what their plans are, and if it was earlier ones that had the weaker diffs, or if it was, you know, exactly what's going on there. But Britt got his truck before I did, so I'm thinking, if anything, mine is a newer build date than his, which doesn't sound promising for them using the better diffs in here. All right, guys, take care.